Hello and welcome to episode 2 of Fanboy 4. I am one of your hosts, Justin. Almost forgot my own name. Joining me is Brandon.
Hello.
Steven.
Word.
And Tony.
Hello, everyone.
So we hope you are enjoying the one episode we already put out. And this is our second one. So today we are going to talk about video games, specifically remasters, remakes, reboots, games we want to come back, games we want, or series we want to come back, you know, for the new day. New day, yes it is.
It's a reboot, yes it is.
Yeah. But, so what's up with everyone?
Got tickets to Paramore. That's exciting.
Nice.
I got a long couple of days coming up, so I might be dead by Sunday. Who knows? Who knows?
So you're saying next week it might just be Fanboy 3? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dead from dehydration. My new album.
Get the
My new album.
Oh goodness.
So what do you guys think about getting to some news?
Sure.
Some news. Do-do-do. No, I won't even do it. First up on the docket, Jon Favreau. Did I say that weird, Gal, or did I do that right?
Yeah, it's Jon Favreau.
Oh,
You said
Sorry.
Favreau.
Favreau.
Is he from Orlando by chance?
Jesus Christ.
Anyways, that guy, he signed on to executive produce and write a live-action Star Wars series. What do you guys think about that? Like, excited or no? Or too much Star Wars? Fine, don't care.
Too much.
Yeah,
Too much
I'm
Star
kind of
Wars.
with you. Yeah, I'm kinda with you.
I guess it could be a little bit too much. I don't
think
know. I don't know how to think about it. I kind of want to see a trailer for it first before
Yeah.
I make any judgments. So
Like,
I
it's
wanna
great,
know-
but go ahead.
either
I
way.
was
too
gonna say,
much.
I want to know what part of Star Wars it's going to be. Like what era of Star Wars is it going to be? Complete? Like they said, it's going to be different than the main stuff, but future, past.
Mhm.
You know,
It's gonna be Jar Jar Binks growing up on
Oh
Naboo.
my God.
It's gonna be
Oh,
like
greatest story ever told.
Right?
yeah. I'm excited for it, but at the same time, I'm like, man, I feel like every month they're like, hey, we got this new Star Wars thing. I'm like, oh, okay.
What do you
But,
think Disney's
I mean,
going to
we'll
do for
see.
their live streaming service?
Yeah, no shit.
All Star Wars.
Oh, stars.
Star Wars and then some marbles.
Some marbles.
Marvel. I said V like a B.
Okay. What are you, Russian?
No.
Oh goodness.
Oh, I just heard a live stream somewhere.
Yep,
And I
that
was
was
like-
mine. I'm sorry.
Facebook. Hey, hello to anyone watching on Facebook. Do we have viewers right now?
Yeah, we have Josh.
Nice. Hey, Josh, what's up? How you doing? I know your position already in Star Wars, so I won't even get that.
He actually said that he needs to find out what it's going to be about. Could it be a cool original?
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I don't mind, because if they're going to start telling some new stories, then that might not be so bad.
Yeah.
I just, like I said, just lately, it's just been like, I feel like it's monthly. We get like, hey, this new trilogy, this new movie, this new thing, this new thing. So I was like, damn. But
Yeah, I mean, we have
Yeah.
because we already have 2 trilogies, right? Planned.
Yeah, we get-
like the
yeah,
one that comes after this, like current trilogy, and then one that takes place whenever.
yeah, we don't know. Yeah.
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 Is that the Ryan Johnson trilogy?
The Ryan Johnson,
Yeah.
I think, is the one that takes place after the current
So,
one, right?
so it would be 10, 11, 12, or it's completely different.
I don't know, because and then the Game of Thrones guys are the ones that are doing the completely different one.
Mhm.
I thought.
There's too much.
From what I understand is I think they said 9 is like the end. Like there won't be a 10. At least.
Or they
for
said
now.
9. I think they said 9 will be the end of the Skywalker saga.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But I guess it technically be a 10, but
I don't know.
They'll do a 10, 11, 12.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah,
seeing
even if
as,
it's not
seeing as there's no more Skywalkers.
Don't
well,
spoil anything.
well-
Jesus Christ.
but is there?
Tony, you have had so long to watch this. You don't
Nope.
deserve to be.
nope.
It's out on damn Blu-ray.
Yeah,
Or it's like
seriously.
digital.
And
Oh,
it's
it
on
is
TV.
on
I could buy it. I could literally buy it right now and watch it.
well, you goddamn should.
Yeah.
But Disney doesn't have 4K movies on Apple TV, so we're not gonna do that.
Doesn't it upgrade?
No, so apparently Disney didn't like Apple didn't get like a deal worked out with Disney, so like none of their movies are HD. I mean, 4K.
How did Apple
Like,
not
all
get a
the
deal
Marvel-
worked out with Disney? They couldn't just
I think
fucking
they
throw
own-
money at each other.
I think they own like they have a working agreement. Like Steve Jobs owns like I think he's a board member. Somebody's a board member of Pixar. It's
Steve
some-
Jobs
they're
is
connected
definitely
somehow.
not a board member of
Wait,
Pixar.
He's not
Was.
living.
Was.
He's stiff as a board member right now.
Jesus
Christ.
Christ. Well, there's some connection between Apple and even after Steve Jobs died. There's something with them and
Yes.
Apple. So, but they don't. None of them moves in 4K. So
That's weird.
That is kind of strange.
I ain't paying $20 for it.
Yeah, put that pirate patch on. Not that I'm suggesting that you should, although I am. Yar. Speaking of pirate patches are usually black. Did you know that? Also, DC announced DC Black Label.
That's a nice,
Nice
segue there.
transition. Very smooth.
I tried
I
my
was
best.
wondering.
Yeah, no, I was kind of like looking. I'm like, how am I gonna transition into this? I'm like, I'll figure it out. But basically, yeah, DC Black Label was announced last week. On Thursday. Basically, it's gonna be high-profile creators doing original, out of continuing
Continuity.
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 See, I started saying the word incorrect in the first place, and then I just couldn't recover because I was
Yeah,
in the
just
middle.
keep going.
But basically, yeah, that word continuity for his character. You guys, I'm personally curious how much they're going to be because I'm sure they're going to be like $5 comics. I'm guessing, but because they're like premium or whatever, kind of like All-Star Batman, that would probably fit in this.
Mhm.
Well, are they going to be like weekly or not weekly, but like bi-weekly and monthly issues? Or are they going to be just like graphic novels?
From what I understand, it's like going to be like monthly,
Okay.
kind of like All-Star Batman was. I'm guessing, like we're
And
basically,
how-
but they're going to be like they're not ongoing. They're going to be like shorter,
Mhm.
condensed things, like like
Right.
the Dark Knight Returns or.
So it's
How-
almost
how-
like
how-
a what if series for DC. Basically.
Yep, kind of. Yep.
Which I mean, they've had those years ago, the Elseworld books.
Yeah.
So I mean, how out of continuity are these books?
I don't know. I do know one. I believe the one that Frank Miller is writing is basically a body is found on the street and it's Joker. Like, and it's basically Batman like dealing with Joker being gone, but obviously Joker isn't dead in continuity. He's actually it's a side story of like what would happen if Joker like all just turned up dead.
Yeah, so
Kind of
it
thing.
basically is the old kind of not the Elseworlds, because the Elseworlds are kind of way out there. But
Yeah.
yeah, kind of more like the what ifs, the Marvel's what ifs.
Yeah, it's because I know like that Batman White Knight they're thinking might get absorbed into this, like it'll become a Black Label title. That one's ongoing now. I think there's like 5 or 6 issues out.
That makes
But
sense.
yeah, but I think it all starts in like July, so
Okay.
for, like the label launches. They actually DC's had a lot of like label launches lately with like Zoom and like a bunch of like tons of stuff.
And I don't read none of it.
I was gonna say, and Galvin's quiet because he does not give it.
I have picked up White Knight. I just haven't read it yet.
Tony. All right. Actually, from Marvel, your neck of the woods, mainly the movies though. Deadpool had some early screenings, and supposedly the reviews were pretty bad. Like it's not good. So they're doing some reshoots, which are being confirmed by the guy playing Cable, Josh Brolin. Movie is still slated to come out on May 18th, which is like 8 weeks away, 7 to 8 weeks away. Are you worried about Deadpool 2 maybe not being good, or what do you?
So so are we starting to see how much of the movie was the old director's vision, like the original, as opposed to what Ryan Reynolds wanted to do? Because then they got rid of the director because Ryan Reynolds wanted to do something slightly different.
But
Yeah.
I thought Reynolds was like the lead writer too
I think he is.
for the both movies. So
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that he was the lead writer.
it's
What do you
like
think
I mean obviously it's like he was a good director and everything, but it's like how much of how much of his direction was the movie and how much was of it was the story that Reynolds wrote, you know?
I mean, he could have. I mean, he could have kind of reined in some of the stuff Reynolds did. You know, I know it kind of could have been a hand in hand kind of thing,
right?
Or it just.
I almost feel like this is like isn't real. It's like eventually Deadpool is just gonna it's gonna be like a trailer. It's like gotcha or something like that.
An elaborate April Fool's joke.
Yeah,
that's what we're seeing. I feel like it's real. I don't know. The story. I don't really even know what the story was supposed to be. Like I just know Cable.
Yeah, there is no real.
Yeah, I mean, they haven't really like shown you anything about. Although now that I think about it, I mean, like when the trailers came out for Deadpool, you didn't really know what the story was, except for that it was partially him becoming Deadpool.
Yeah. But I mean, like since they're trying to make Cable a big character in this one, like I feel like you should know at least a little bit about what it's supposed to be. But like the thing that does scare me is that we don't know anything. We know Cable and I think Domino is her name and Deadpool, and then like.
Do you know who's the is Ghost? Who's the villain?
Yes.
I don't know.
Yeah, Ghost.
Yeah.
Ghost.
Well, no, Ghost. There's a Ghost, Ant-Man, and Wasp.
Yeah, Ghost is Ant-Man and Wasp. Ant-Man and Wasp.
Oh shit. Okay. Well, who's the villain for Deadpool? I mean, I feel like I didn't know who the villain was for one. I feel like I don't remember who the villain for one was until like the movie came, like damn near until the movie came out.
Yeah. Actually, the only thing the only reason I knew it was Ajax for Deadpool 1 was because like they talked about like there was articles about it, like the casting and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Is it Cable? Like I see an article on Google that says that Josh Brolin introduced as new villain Cable.
Yeah,
I don't know. That was from August.
They might make him like the Punisher and Daredevil.
Yeah, there's another one that says that Mr. Sinister is the movie's villain. But I actually don't know. So
but I feel like the actor, they would have mentioned like the actor's name would have came out, or it's like
it's it definitely seems like they're keeping a lot of stuff hush hush. Like, did you know Terry Crews is in it?
Yeah.
Like I'm just looking at the IMDb page.
What I was gonna say is that I do know that the next thing that Deadpool is supposed to be in is the X-Force movie. So my guess was that they were gonna kind of like set up how that was, because we know Domino's in it. They kind of showed that one shot in the trailer of them all coming out of the back of that like plane or helicopter, whatever it is, and it's like a bunch him and her and like a few other people. So I'm wondering if this is kind of like they're gonna kind of like do that. Oh, the character, the supposed villain is Black Tom.
Yeah,
not White Tom.
Nah,
he looks kind of like this. You can see that.
Wait, is it, you said Black Tom or Black Top?
You're the
villain. He's Louise. Good God.
Wow.
Let's.
So are you worried? Are you thinking it's people overreacting, or do you think it'll
be fine?
Because the one thing I saw someone on Twitter basically that had seen it said is that fart jokes can only go so far. Is all they said about it. So there was almost like they're saying like the jokes weren't very good. Like it was just like them almost trying too hard. Kind of the vibe I was kind of getting from people talking about it. But
I feel like that's gonna happen anyway.
Yeah. Isn't that what the disagreement was? Like the director wanted to be more slightly closer to serious, and Ryan Reynolds wanted more comedy.
I think
that yes. That was the split.
So who knows?
Yeah.
It'll be fine.
So also Marvel, Black Panther has now cracked the top 10 highest grossing domestic movies of all time.
Wakanda forever.
Also, a sequel has obviously been confirmed, because if they weren't going to make a sequel, they definitely are now. What's your thoughts on? Because actually, what are your thoughts on the movie? Because, and do you think it's like? What do you think? I'll just say, let's go there. What do you think of the movie?
Let's ask the person who saw it most recently, Tony.
Ooh, shade. Ooh. I actually really liked it. It might be not my favorite, but it's my second to Winter Soldier.
For MCU movies.
Yeah, just because I don't know. I feel like even though it's still to me, it's still like the same, not the same, the same. You know, it has the Marvel formula, but it is kind of different enough to me, and it does have kind of its own character. I don't give a shit. It's different enough that it is kind of refreshing, and it just clicked to me like a day or two ago. Like how people always say, Killmonger is like Magneto. I just realized they both named Eric.
Oh yeah,
that damn Eric.
And I will say, like what people have been saying, I do think he is the best. I actually kind of like him a little more than Loki. I know everybody says Loki is the gold standard for the movies. I kind of I think Killmonger, they did make him very like, he was a good villain, and he was also very sympathetic. Like I felt sympathy for him, just like what happened to his father, and just how just how his life turned out. Because just from the beginning of the movie, you could see if T'Challa's father did one thing different and took him,
right,
things would be so different for him. And know, he's not really wrong in a sense of anything he's doing. So
he's definitely one of my favorite. He's definitely top 3 for villains for me for MCU. And the movie, I'll say is top 5. I have to recalculate my rankings. Winter Soldier is definitely still number 1 for me. Black Panther would probably be up there with Civil War and that, but it was definitely a really good movie, and I can see why it deserves a sequel. I mean, besides the fact of the I can't even think of the word, like the generational success of it, because of all of like just the the amount of people obviously that had seen it, because it's $1 billion, but just the effect it had on society was very positive. So
there is one, not negative, but one like thing I noticed in that movie is, because I know it was advertised. It's supposed to be like a very black movie for not just for black people, but it's geared towards the African American community. It's for them. But it did bother me how like when there's music playing, there's always rap music. The one part that bothered me, it's only one part, was when they're doing, I guess they're going to that casino and Claw shows up with like his entourage. Yeah. He shows up with his entourage and they're playing rap music in the car. I'm like, would they really be playing rap music in their car right now? And just that part, that is just like, okay, you don't have to just include rap music. You don't have to make it just exclusively like hip hop and kind of, and how like he's like, oh, I got my mixtape and all this stuff. I'm like, you don't have to.
The funny thing is that
and the what are those joke killed me.
The what are those was pretty fun.
Yeah, that was awesome. I just want Shuri like in every Marvel movie now.
You said the rap music, Tony. And when they were actually in the Korea location, the song that was playing, not the actual rap song, but there was a song from Psy, who is basically a Korean rapper.
Yeah.
So it's still rap music, but just Korean. So,
but I mean, I get they want to keep they want to keep the tone the same throughout. But I was like, I don't really think that's like the logic in me. Like, I don't think any of those men would be listening to.
But Logic is a rapper.
I hate it.
Would you have been more upset if it was actually like the kind of music that they used when they like first showed Wakanda and stuff like that? So Josh just opened up the truck, the SUVs, and
Josh said they should have been blaring Taylor Swift. Like they opened up the door and Taylor Swift is playing.
Boom! Look what you made me do.
And did you also notice? And my last thing, and then everybody can go through. Did you also notice like T'Challa, Black Panther? He has like his like kind of music. For him is like very African, like tribal music, but then Killmonger's music is very like trap music, American rap. Like when he comes around,
I thought that's actually pretty good. Like I like.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool. Like I mean, because he's American, technically, right? Technically American.
They did a very good job with the scoring and the music in this movie.
Yeah, so Black Panther, very good. Thumbs up.
Yep. Yeah. Like I said, I just want. I would really like it for Shuri to meet Peter somehow.
Like you mean
Spider-Man. No, well that too, but no, I meant like Peter in like a Spider-Man or something.
That'd be pretty cool.
They go to school together.
Yeah, it's just like a foreign exchange student.
I don't know. Oakland's pretty far away from New York City.
Yeah, she's got a ship. She can fly.
True.
I'll say it right. Yeah, I really enjoyed Black Panther too. It was in like same thing. Everything you guys basically said, I basically echo. So,
like you're the same person.
I know. It is kind of like I'm a hashtag same person.
And like you're on the radio.
Yeah, and we're on the radio. That's kind of interesting. Anyways, so last thing, a little bit of video game news. Fortnite.
Oh Jesus!
Announced a mobile version, and will have cross-play and cross-progression separately with PS4, PC, and mobile, and then they'll also have cross-play with Xbox, PC, and mobile. So basically, Xbox and PS4 players can't play together, but Xbox players can play with everyone else, and PS4 players can play with everyone else. What do you think about the mobile like a mobile version of that game? Because we've all played it, haven't we?
Mm-hmm.
A little bit.
That game is hard enough to play on a controller, nonetheless.
Like
I
I
don't
don't
know
yeah, handle that control.
Especially like they had the trailer and the controls looked decent enough, but I still felt like if you're gonna be playing against, for one, PC players, and for two, a console player, and you're on mobile, you're like what? Like how? Like you have to be pretty damn good on your phone to pull that off. Plus, like a phone doesn't have the processing power of a console or a PC, so it's kind of like, how is that even going to work? But
also, you better have the biggest, like you better have like the big Samsung phone or a big iPhone, because
or an iPad
or an iPad. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, iPad, I guess. But either way, like, do you have to tap to build? Like, is it like a drag thing? Like, I don't know.
It looked like at the bottom was like all your guns and stuff, like everything that would be in that thing, and you can just click and then equips that gun. And looked on the left, there was like a thumbstick to move around, and then the right was like you kind of like clicked to like shoot where you're clicking, kind of.
Yeah, that's too much.
Yeah, you're gonna be fighting, and then like 5 minutes later, you're not even doing anything, and you die.
Right,
just running. It's like you were killed by so and so.
But what do you guys think about the fact that PS4 and Xbox players can't play together? Epic is blaming Sony, which whatever.
You know what?
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Let's get something out the way first. Let's just be real here. And I swear I've read this before. If the roles were reversed, if Xbox was selling more than PS4, they would be the exact same way Sony is right now.
That's probably true.
I'm pretty sure this happened the last generation, where PS3 wanted to do crossplay, but Xbox said no.
I don't remember.
No.
I mean, I agree. I wish that was the case, because obviously a majority of my friends are on Xbox. Like I have like maybe one or two people. I mean, if that happened, I'd be ecstatic. But I know I'm realistic. They're businesses, and Sony's in their eyes. But I don't really think it would affect if they just turned it on. I don't think it would.
How does that even affect their business model, like, or their sales? Like, if anything, you would think it'd be like it would increase it, because it's like because people would be like, oh, I don't need to switch from PS4 to Xbox anymore, because I can just.
A lot of people switched already. Like when PS4 came out, a lot of people jumped to PS4, from what I can remember. So I guess the assumption is,
it's basically the same. It's the opposite of what you were saying, Brandon. It's if somebody's looking at like the general Xbox versus PlayStation thing, and they're like, well, if I can play my Xbox on my PC as well, and now I can play with all my friends who have PlayStation, then I'll just get the Xbox, because then I can play on the PC too.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
So that's I think would be that's what I think probably Sony's big thing of,
right. Yeah, it's like in the same scenario. Like if you already had an Xbox, and like say I had 2-3 friends that were already playing it on PS4, in all sense, like, okay, well, I have the option of either A, getting it for PS4, or I just don't get to play with them.
Yeah. And I've legit heard of people. And I've legit heard of people who I gotta bring this game up, Destiny 2. Like I've heard of people where they're like, yeah, I played it on my Xbox. I played one on my Xbox, but then all my friends jumped to PS4, or reverse. Yeah, my friends start playing on Xbox now. I'm probably just gonna buy the Xbox version now instead of the PS4 version. And I'm sure it's not. And I know it's not just for like buying a console, but there are a few people who have both. So just for software sales also, they're affected. So.
What confuses me is when people have both like that in games like Destiny 2, they're like, yeah, I've got 3 characters on my Xbox and 3 characters on my PlayStation, and I max on this and do this. I'm like, why? That's a lot of game. Like, why do that? Just confuses me. I guess.
Like, and then I guess the other thing I have, my complaint, I guess, about Sony being so stingy is like how many actual games are going to be cross-platform. Like, I mean, I feel like the main drive in sales for PS4 is their solo solo games, and then like their exclusive games. So it's just like, like how big of a deal is it that they? I mean, because like there's Destiny and like I guess the Call of Duties.
You have Madden. You have like all the sports games.
All the sports games, pretty much all the shooter games, all the fighting games.
The fighting games, yeah.
Yeah,
any game that's not
I still feel like the driving force behind Sony's
it's because their
console sales is their exclusive games.
Bless you.
Anything.
Thank you. Yeah, I agree. I think it's just at the end of the day, it's just business shit getting in the way of what the consumers want. Because I feel like the ultimate future is like literally anything that's not an exclusive, you'd be able to play with your friends multiplayer, no matter what they choose. Like that would be, I think it's what all gamers generally want, except for like the extreme haters on both sides. And I think the other thing too is I wish that this game would come to Switch because that'd be pretty cool too. But
that would actually be pretty cool if this game came to Switch.
Yeah,
like if mobile can run a fucking Switch.
Yeah, if mobile can run it, the Switch can definitely run it.
It's like it's just a matter of making it happen. And then at that point, it's like, yeah, but so. I do love how it's just like, so Sony and this thing, and Epic blames Sony. Tony's like, hold the phone, wait up. All right.
And apparently, it's not that difficult to do it. Because didn't they actually Fortnite actually accidentally enable that?
I think
like
so.
Like a while ago, they enabled it so both of them could play with each other. So it's not like it's technically not possible. It's just it's like illegal. No, you can't do that yet.
The technical aspect apparently is really easy to do. Like it's
just power it on, power that converter on.
Yeah.
Didn't they
just make the servers talk to each other, and that's basically it. But there's like an Xbox Switch, a PC Switch, a PlayStation Switch, and like a whatever Switch. And they're like, well, there's a lock on this PlayStation Switch. We can never turn that one on.
I mean, I would love the
lock on it.
Yeah.
I mean, I would love to whoop some Xbox players in Injustice too. I'm all for it.
Let's go. Bring it.
I'll call Sony tomorrow.
All right. Read him a strongly worded letter.
I will say with this crossplay stuff though, too, I do hope it's optional because I really don't want to play against PC players on my Xbox.
So, Gears of War 4 went crossplay with PC players, and you can turn it on and off.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
we didn't realize that for the longest time, and we got our asses kicked.
Yeah, we were getting our asses beat because like players were just like turning so quickly and like aiming a lot better. And I'm like, we're pretty good on the controller, but this is ridiculous. And then we realized that the PC crossplay was on, and so we didn't have the X's at the time, and so you got PC players playing at 60, 120 frames per second, and we're playing at the 30, and it wasn't really fair. It wasn't fun. We obviously haven't played that in a while.
Right. Well, that's good. I'm hoping Fortnite does that just because every time I see like a video of someone playing the PC version, they like build so fast. Like it's ridiculous how fast they build. Like there's like
just mash keys.
Right, because you can set up hotkeys and stuff like that, and it's just like yeah, it's just not.
One last thing before we get to the real meat of the show. Did Brandon tell either of you two what he saw today?
No.
He saw something today.
Tony turned on his Xbox.
What?
And he activated 3 months Xbox Live Gold membership.
Oh shit! So we playing Fortnite on? Oh damn! We're gonna have too many people to stream Fortnite on Friday. Oh, you're going to the thing on Friday.
And I can't do it tomorrow either.
Well, you should have just waited and wasted your night, wasting 3 days for the 3 months.
We'll just kick someone out.
Damn,
Mark.
That rhymes with bark. All right. Time for the meat. The meat of this sandwich.
Is it an open face sandwich? Because if we get to the meat, we got to go to the other end. We got to get to the other end.
True. Basically, there's like a bun, and that was like the intro, and then there's like like your toppings or whatever. And then that was all the news. And then now we have like all the meat. And then like you forgot the bun or something.
Or you can just call it an open face sandwich.
Whatever. Anywho. So as we said at the top of the show, our topic for the day is remakes / remasters and reboots. So we each picked 2 games that we wanted to be either remade or remastered, and then we picked 2 more games that we wanted the series to be rebooted. So let's get right into it. I will start with you, Steven. You seem to be deep in thought. So what is your first, let's go with your first like remake / remaster.
Gotta pull up my notes. All right. So my remakes and remasters. So basically,
just give us one.
Okay.
Just go one.
So remakes, remasters are ones basically we want brought up to the current gen with updated graphics, shorter load times, glitches fixed, things like that. So my first game is Need for Speed Underground 2.
You son of a bitch. My first one too. Hashtag person on the radio.
I almost picked that too, actually.
Yeah, so that was like that wasn't my first one. I'm sure at least 2 of you probably have my first one that I thought of, or my first game. But basically, I played so much Need for Speed Underground 2, it was ridiculous. The game came out. Let me see, what's the Wikipedia page say, in 2005. So it's definitely old. But it had kind of an open world type thing. Your races were in the city, so you had to like drive to points in the city. There was nitrous, there was drag racing. The graphics were really cool. The soundtrack was really cool. The customization, your cars were really cool. Like it was just an awesome game at the time. That now, like looking back at it, it's like this game was like legit good for the time period that it came out in. So that is one of my ones that I would take that rebooted as well, but just remade and brought up.
No, actually, no, they didn't reboot that one. You're right. That was Most Wanted.
Yeah,
but I picked 1 and 2. Like I wanted like a remastered collection. I literally just want them to like update the graphics and like if they can get the rights to that soundtrack again, like if they don't have them for a reason, like I just want them to bring it up and like just throw it on the store for like $20, and I'd be like, here's my $20. Thank you.
Oh yeah,
like in the drag racing mode too, like just like where you just hit the stick to go between the lanes.
Oh yeah, that was like the best.
That was the best. Like they don't need to touch it. Like just leave it be. Just tune it a little bit so it's runs good, but that's about it. 4K
graphics when you hit the nitrous, it went into zoom like hyperspace mode, hyperspeed, and you're like, this is insane, it's tense, and then you obviously crash, and you're like, fuck.
I don't know, especially that drag racing mode, because you'd be like, you just be like, I don't know if I'm in front of him, just like
right,
tapping the button, like please.
Ooh, Josh, we're gonna get to your one after we have said one, because Josh has a pretty good one that I didn't even think about, but we'll hold off on that one.
I just changed mine, so I hope it's not. I just had a fucking epiphany.
Tony, what is that? Why don't you share that?
All right, so can I even? I was gonna say what it originally was. This is remake remaster.
Okay.
So honorable mention for what it was. It was PsyOps. That's what it was. It was on the Xbox and PS2. It's one of those games with the Havoc engine, so you could like ragdoll people with your like telekinesis and stuff. Very fun. That was what it was. That's what my remake was. My actual remaster is WWF No Mercy.
Yes.
Basically, all I want is updated graphics. Basically, I want updated to today's graphics with that control system, because I have tried to play the new games now and they're shit. So WWF No Mercy with updated graphics in that
same characters and everything.
Hey, what about updated rosters? That could be interesting.
Or what if they updated rosters with DLC? Like what if it was the normal game and then you could pay for DLC to have updated rosters?
Yeah, so updated graphics, same roster, but you can buy like the new age roster or whatever. So that's that's one of mine.
I'd buy it.
I'd buy the shit out of that.
Oh yeah.
Damn,
Brandon.
So mine's I guess kind of cheating, but it's Kingdom Hearts 1.5 and 2.5. So I know they already exist, but they only exist on PS4. Like I would really like them to exist on Xbox. It's like I don't know,
especially because in 2020 when Kingdom Hearts 3 comes out.
Yeah, so like Kingdom Hearts 3 is delayed for 2 years.
Hey, I don't need a tube of toothpaste. For those who didn't watch our previous show, I had made a bet back at I think E3 last year that I would eat a whole tube of toothpaste if Kingdom Hearts 3 came out before 2020, and that's not looking good for me. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah.
With Steven. I made the bet with Steven, so continue.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I don't know if there's like some like deal in place for all the previous games with like, so they're still exclusive to PS4, but if somehow they could come over to Xbox before Kingdom Hearts come out, so I can kind of replay them, get a reminder of what everything that happens in the story, that would be pretty great.
Wouldn't it be crazy if you had a roommate who lets you play on his PlayStation?
They ain't doing that this year. Sure, now when Spider-Man comes out.
So Josh had actually said his one was Grand Theft Auto Vice City.
Oh,
that's
that's
a good
actually
One.
pretty
I
good.
saw some like rumors that the Grand Theft Auto 6 could be like another Vice City, which would be pretty awesome.
Well, I thought I read that like they were gonna have massive like separate cities, and one of them could be similar to Vice City.
That would be awesome. Like that
That'd
would
be
just
cool.
be
I kind of thought that's like kind of like the next evolution.
Yeah.
yeah. And then another one he said of when Tony was talking about ragdoll physics, Josh said the remake of Star Wars Force Unleashed
Yeah.
with the guy.
That I wouldn't mind being rebooted. Actually, just
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that'd be pretty cool.
Because I don't think that's actually part of continuity again anymore.
Oh
Yeah, I
yeah,
don't
isn't
think
it not? Yeah, it's not.
It's
I
not
think they
canon.
retconned it.
I don't know if it ever actually was considered canon, because like
I don't think it was.
They really like the ending for this first one. I think really messed things up, canonically speaking.
Yeah,
I don't know.
canonically. Josh said Vice City had an awesome soundtrack. That it did.
Mm-hmm.
That it did. Is it my turn again for my second one?
Yep.
Yes.
What is your second remake?
My second remake / remaster, updated graphics and everything, is Mario Party 2 or 3.
Damn it! That was gonna be my other one. I didn't. I switched it last minute though. We literally would have the exact same ones.
That's hilarious.
I was gonna be like, but I was like, I want like. But actually, that was actually me from one of my reboots. Now I remember, it was gonna be because I was like, I want the game because like the last two have been like, it's not the same game. It's not Mario Party when you're all in the same vehicle and like you every time you roll, like the whole thing moves. Like, what's the like? No, I want this to be like a game board.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. I don't know what the. I'm assuming they're going to come out with the Mario Party for the Switch, so I could have put it in my reboots, but I just put it in my remaster. If they could just literally like maybe take those two games and mash them together. And that would on the Switch, like I would,
because
that would be it.
Didn't they release one for the 3DS that is like all the greatest part, like all the greatest, like
yeah, but it's just the party game.
Yeah, like they need to do that, but then also add like the original, board mode, like the actual mode.
Yeah. So that would be great if
I
they
like
could
it.
do that. Come on, Nintendo.
Mm-hmm.
Tony,
All right. My second, I don't even look at it. My second remaster or remake is Dead Space, the Dead Space trilogy. That is probably of last gen. That is probably my favorite series of games. Like, I love Dead Space 1 for the horror in it. I loved Dead Space. Like, Dead Space 2 is probably my favorite out of the three because I love. After 1, it had a very horror action feel. 1 was more like horror-y-ish. And like 2 and 3 got turned to more of the horror action, but those games are like great action, great like gun mechanics, like all the different guns you can make, all the different like weapons you can have, the atmosphere, the like just the technical stuff in it. It was fantastic. I would take I don't even want it. You don't even have to update the graphics. You ain't got to update shit. Just make it. I can buy it on my PS4. That's all I need. That is literally all I need.
And those death scenes.
man, if you had an Xbox and you had EA access, you could play them all right now. That's
Actually, I think I actually have Dead Space 1 as a Games with Gold.
Oh yeah, because it was Games with Gold. You're right.
I mean, the only reason I still have my PS3 is because I have 2 and 3 for my PS3. I'm gonna have to. Man,
he's gonna itch, right?
sweat.
He's just started unbuttoning that shirt.
I got no shirt under here, so you better.
Oh God,
Brandon.
All right. So this is like the last three I have. Like they could all be either remakes / remasters or reboots. So I don't know which one to go. I'm gonna go with Splinter Cell. the original Splinter
I
Cell.
thought about that.
So
Mm.
I actually think they're getting ready to announce possibly a Splinter Cell 6.
Yeah, I bet you at E3 that'll be like their like big surprise.
Yeah, my main thing with like Splinter Cell was like completely different from all its sequels. Maybe not in Splinter Cell 2, but like there was so much more stealth required, and it was like timing and patience. And after that, like everything was just like it basically slowly became more and more like a Metal Gear Solid, where it's like, oh, you can kind of be sneaky if you want to, or if you get caught, you can still shoot the shit out of everybody. Like, yeah, like in Splinter Cell, in the original Splinter Cell, it's like if you got caught, you were most likely screwed. So, and I'd really like for them to be able to remaster that one, bring it back up, just so I can play that again, because that was like definitely the best game out of the series.
Yeah.
Yeah, I sucked at that game because I wasn't patient.
I honestly don't know.
I'm gonna go run up and just hit him, and I'll see me. I'm like, dead. I'm like, yeah, I ain't good at this.
Like I would like literally just like shoot like one of those little like angled cameras.
Yep.
See what people walking by, and then I just like sit there for like 4 minutes, just figuring out when I can do this.
My last one. Oh, I remember it. Is the I kind of cheated too because I did a whole series. I want like a collection, a Metroid Prime collection for Switch, the first 3. Because from what I understand, the new Metroid game that they announced at E3 last year is Metroid Prime 4. So I feel like it's like for people that didn't have a GameCube or I think the third one came out on the Wii. Like it's been a while, so I kind of feel like I want the previous 3 and I want them on my Switch like now.
Yeah,
for sure. Like update the graphics. Those games were so good, just so good. How you would go through a section and then you get a new attachment for your arm cannon, and then you can open doors that you couldn't open previously, and that would take you to a different section. And it was just genius. Like I don't know, it was like one of my favorite games back in the day. Was the first one, and actually I never actually played the third one because the funny thing is I bought it, but I just never actually like opened it, and then I ended up selling it once I sold my Wii because GameStop actually gives you actual money for Wii games because Nintendo doesn't like they like print out a certain amount and then they're like, we're done here. Like can't get it anymore. But yeah, definitely want those 3 games on the Switch. Plus just to be able to take them on the go.
There are so many Switch games that should like if they were on the Switch, I would be poor. Like I'd be kicked out of my house.
Dead Space.
Yep. The one that I was it was this, or the thing is they're doing a remaster for 3DS, which hurts my heart because I'm like, come on, can we just like get rid of the 3DS and make everything for the Switch instead? But it's Luigi's Mansion.
Oh yeah.
That game, what is so underrated. Like because literally, I remember I got my GameCube and I remember I got that game for Christmas just because it was like it was like the main game because there wasn't like a Mario game, and I just remember being like, oh, this should be fine. And then I remember just like playing it and being like, this game is the greatest game ever. Like back then.
Yep.
So, but I'm like, then I just saw that they're like, oh, they announced Luigi's Mansion. I'm like, oh, cool, it's coming to Switch. And it's like, nope, 3DS. And I'm like, why do you do this to me, Nintendo? You could print money easily. You just keep doing this. So where you're like, nah, we're gonna put it on 3DS. I'm like, I don't want a 3DS.
So
that's both of them, right?
Yeah, one quick one that I just remembered after you said that Luigi one is Mario is Missing.
Oh yeah,
if I get that on the Switch, that'd be pretty cool.
You know another game? I guess it won't count it. I'm sorry, I know we're going off. I don't know if it counts as a reboot or as a remake. I used to love those NFL Blitz games.
That was another one.
Jesus Christ.
That was one of my 5.
Well, now I'm thinking of NFL Street.
Ooh.
See, now I've said 4 of my 5, so I'll just say what the 5th one was going to be, and it was going to be what was it? I just had it in my brain. Nope. Well, I guess I lost it. That's that.
There it goes. Guess it wasn't that important.
I know what it was going to be. It was going to be Pokemon Yellow.
No.
Get out,
stop talking.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, can you stop talking?
You're ruining my other stuff.
Pokemon, man. Whose Pokemon is this?
Hey, Pokemon.
You know what? We'll switch up the order. Brandon, what's your first reboot?
Okay. Well, I guess I'll start with Pokemon Yellow.
Sorry.
He is pissed. He is yellow pissed.
So I think the reason why I chose this as a reboot is because like obviously there's so many more Pokemon you can add to it. But the main reason why I really wanted this specifically to be rebooted is because I loved the idea of having all 3 starters and then also having Pikachu with you, like by your side. So like, I guess, yeah. So basically, like, I mean, it doesn't even have to be like the Kanto starters. It can be it can start with any 3 originals. I just love the idea of being able to get all 3 starters and then maybe not necessarily Pikachu either, but having someone like, you know, a little companion Pokemon that's always there or whatever. I just loved that idea when it first came out, and I don't understand why they never kind of brought that back like in any of the future games. So, but that is my first pick for the reboot.
Steven, I have a feeling that was yours too.
Kind of. I wasn't gonna specifically pick yellow. I was gonna pick the just the Kanto ones, so red, blue, and yellow. Basically, if they could reboot those to the Switch, which I'm hoping that they do anyway. I just want something. I don't want the 750 fucking Pokemon that are out there right now. Like there's one called Girder. Like it's literally a girder. Like it's there's like Conqueror, which is like a concrete, and there's one that's like an ice cream thing. Like I don't want that. Just give me my 151. We can include you, and give me my update. Like I guess it could be a remake, but I just want maybe a new story type thing. But just update those Kanto ones would be my thing. Yeah, and then, like Brandon said, like having Pikachu walk behind you was awesome. Like if I could have Squirtle walk behind me the whole time, like just talking with me, it'd be great. But
because what I would like is if they just like completely redid the art style. Like it wasn't even anime. Like it was literally like real life looking graphics almost, but the same, but red and blue gameplay where like you'd run through grass and then maybe like something would kick up and all of a sudden there'd be, you know, like, oh, there's a Pidgey. Oh god, another Pidgey. Like throw a rock at it. Like
that's right. It's not the Safari Zone. You can't just throw rocks.
Get out of here, stupid.
Almost like if you think of like the Final Fantasy games, like almost like that style, but like you'd run and just like somehow how the battles start. Maybe even the Pidgeys just like existing in there. Like if you get within a certain like circle of them, they'll alert to you, and then like you get to battle them, and then you can catch them or do whatever.
I'd even take if you were like running through like some taller grass or whatever, and it like did like a quick black screen cutscene, and then you were fighting. Like it went into the battle thing. Like I'd be fine with that. I don't need like. It would be cool if they went directly into an anime, like a battle animation. But I mean,
yeah,
really
that's what I would like to see. Yeah. Like I'm actually like really curious what that Switch version, like what that Pokemon.
Me too.
Tony.
So to go right off my remake remaster, I would want a Dead Space reboot also. It's been so long since the third one came out at this point, and the story was kind of it wasn't getting complicated, but I think it kind of was running its course. I think it's time to kind of do a Force Awakens on it. You know, maybe start with a new person, you know, update, you know, new system, new graphics, new story, new stuff. So Dead Space remake. Start doing a new trilogy. It's long enough. So that's mine. Dead Space. New Dead Space trilogy.
I like it. My first one is a game by BioWare called Jade Empire. It was the game that they did after Knights of the Republic, which was almost going to be it, but then I was like, oh, you know what? I'm going to go Jade Empire because I feel like I remember I beat that game because literally I think I just didn't stop playing it. Like I literally was just playing it. Like I got it, didn't really think much of it, kind of like Luigi's Mansion actually. And then like I just started playing it and playing it and playing it, and then eventually I was like, oh, I beat it. Oh, well, okay, kind of thing. So it was just so fun. It was kind of like Knights of the Republic, like the control scheme and everything like that. It was, you know, a typical BioWare RPG game like that, but it was like all like I want to say it was like Chinese, I believe. It was like all there was different characters you could actually be, and they had different powers and different like things they could do, and so like you could even replay the game if you wanted, and it would be different because say you picked a different character, they have different abilities and stuff, so it was completely different. I think I actually played 2 playthroughs of that. It's like one of the only games I've ever done that with, but I think that would be a really good game to kind of like bring back and just like reboot it because it's been so long and the story in it really I don't really remember it, to be honest. So maybe this is the thing I'd like like an upscale remaster kind of thing, but ultimately, I would just like them to be like, here's Jade Empire, and it's new. But the only thing is, like, EA would be involved, so there'd be like 1,000 microtransactions, so that would suck. But
Yep.
they're like, you can buy you're the dog costume. Here you go.
What is this, Fortnite?
Oh, true. Yeah, but yeah, Jade Empire is my first one.
Cool.
Who started? Brandon? We'll go back to Brandon.
So my second one is
I know what it is.
Yeah, Justin already kind of hinted at it, and it is Star Wars: Knights of the Old Republic.
Well, I'm just gonna leave because I don't have anything to say.
So obviously, I think Steven can agree with me on this, and that is like one of the best games probably ever, actually, especially on Xbox. And
it's in my top 3.
Yeah, even though like the story for the first one is actually really good, I would actually like them to reboot it, just because I feel like there's ways they can expand on the story. Maybe they even go like a little bit like more of a prequel-ish, so like how Revan got there before we find out the twist and stuff like that. The second the second like game was okay, like, but you were kind of you're a different character, and Revan was just somewhere else. Yeah. Like it was kind of weird and vague, and I just kind of wish they would just have stuck with Revan like throughout the trilogy. So that's kind of why I'd like to see a reboot.
So mine obviously is the same thing. So I'll just kind of go off, piggyback off what you're saying. The Old Republic itself, like that time period in Star Wars history and lore, is so broad, like not broad, it's so vast. There's like a ton of content from that, and so I feel like they could do a reboot and be something completely different, like a completely different story. It would be obviously something similar, but I think it would just be really cool for them to do that. I'm assuming that time period is going to be what one of the many TV shows or movies they're going to be doing is. But that the game was just one for the time period it was in, and like just the gameplay was just so good and fun. The story was one of the first ones I remembered. I was like actually mind blown at what happened in the story. I'm not going to spoil it in case anybody wants to go play it, because you can play it on your phone because they have a mobile version,
it is backwards compatible on Xbox. I know this because I bought it.
Oh, well, I'm not buying it again because I bought it on my phone for like $10.
I did too. I own it on my phone. I own it on my Xbox One, and actually, I was so mad too because they announced it, and like literally maybe like a month before I had sold it. Yeah. So I was like, I just been holding on to it, but I'm like, I don't even have an Xbox to play this anymore. Like, what am I gonna do with this disc? And then also like, yeah, it's backwards compatible. And I'm like, son of a bitch.
It plays so slow though. So
that's another one that was either like I could have gone either way with either remaster or a reboot.
Yeah. I just for that one, I really want a reboot. Like I just want a new one. Like
they could even try to tie it into, I don't know what they're gonna do with Snoke, they're gonna do anything with Snoke, but you could even tie it in like he's like super old, and you could just say like, oh, he has some involvement in the Old Republic, like maybe he's like immortal or something. Oh, I won't spoil that, but something like that.
Yeah. So Knights of the Old Republic and Pokemon are my two, just like Brandon's. So
Tony, what's your second one?
My second and final one is Half-Life. Dead Space 3. My reboot is Half-Life. That game it has been a damn while since that.
Half-Life 3 confirmed.
Oh, Jesus Christ, no. I would be fine with them rebooting it and just going right back to Black Mesa. Basically redoing everything, but just kind of like the Dead Space thing, like try to do a new character or maybe a younger Gordon Freeman. Just kind of restarting it. I think at this point it's been so long that a lot of people just know Half-Life just by of what it is. They never really played it. I think most people nowadays haven't either played the first two and the Half-Life Part 1, Part 2, like the Part 2, 1 and 2 of after 2. I feel like most people haven't played those nowadays, so it would be good to kind of reboot it and kind of start off on a fresh foot. But Valve will probably never do that because Steam makes a lot of money. So what's the point of that? What's the point of making a new game?
How did you play the first game, Tony?
On my computer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
actually,
played 1 and 2 on the computer. Yeah,
it's
I've never played them
involved-
on a console.
You can actually get the orange box that's usually on
Mhm.
sale a lot, and that has
Mhm.
1, 2, and episode 1 and 2.
They
Plus
have Team Fortress
Portal.
also.
Yeah, and Team Fortress 2 it has it. It's actually like a really good deal.
Damn,
It's like one of
Portal.
those deals.
God damn, Portal would be a
Oh, Portal.
Ooh,
Well,
that would
that's
be
a
good.
good
game.
cool.
That would be that could just be remastered. I feel like that one.
Yeah,
was
it could be.
Yeah.
Or just
recent
make
enough.
another one and just make another
yeah,
one.
just
with
make a Portal 3
new
just-
levels.
Right.
Yeah, with new
Yeah.
levels. Yeah.
Yeah, those cooperative missions were awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I will say I did
Mhm.
see. I don't know if it was over the weekend or when it was, but Gabe Newell, the guy that owns Valve, had said that they're going to start making games again. Now, what that means, I don't know. But
It ain't gonna be
like you were
happening.
kind of saying, Tony, I kind of feel like more people these days know the Half-Life 3 confirmed meme than they actually know what about the game itself. So I'm kind of with you. That would be kind of cool if they just kind of like said, "All right, it's been too long. Let's go back to square one and start this over."
Mhm.
Well, seeing as the
Just
original
call it Quarter
Half-Life,
Life.
the original Half-Life came out 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Mm.
That's ridiculous.
Damn, I was like 9. Damn. Anyways.
Yeah, you old fuck.
Unbelievable. Anyways, so my last one actually is also, I believe, made by Valve. It is the Left 4 Dead series, because I feel like in this current climate of like the way gaming is these days with online and not to mention microtransactions and stuff like that, I feel like that would be a game that would be a really good game to kind of adopt Fortnite's Battle Pass kind of situation. Because I just loved how you would fight through these levels, and then you get to the end, you'd have to fortify where you're at to wait for an extraction, and it was just like endless zombies just keep coming, and you just have to hope you have enough ammo, hope you have enough to survive. Basically, it was like one of the coolest games I remember ever playing back when on 360.
Wasn't that horde mode before there was horde mode almost?
Mm-hmm.
Basically.
Mhm.
Yeah, because basically, because you would go through the level like a normal story game or whatever, and it was kind of different because different zombies they had special zombies like the witch, where if you woke her up, that you were basically running for your life.
So we got some good ones from Jeff on our Facebook feed. So Jeff said a couple of
Jeff?
runs were Resident Evil 3 Nemesis. The Resident Evil series might be one that would be pretty cool to be rebooted.
But
Metal Gear.
didn't they technically reboot it already?
Kinda.
I thought it's technically still 7, but it's like different-ish. I guess.
Yeah.
I guess if you wanted to go 100% reboot and just like Chris Redmond, all those people are gone. It's like not even them. It's a whole new cast and everything.
Yeah.
But
Bring back the real horror element.
Yeah.
Resident Evil was pretty goddamn scary.
Another one is Metal Gear Solid from Jeff. He said that one would be a good one. And then this one actually I didn't think of, but I definitely used to play it, was Streets of Rage for Sega Genesis.
oh yeah,
Like I can't remember that one.
Yeah.
I kind of remember it.
One other one for Genesis, now that I'm thinking about it, is Golden Axe.
yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I
Actually,
feel like that would be.
And then an alternative to Streets of Rage would be Double Dragon.
Oh yeah, that'd be pretty cool. Speaking of Genesis, kind of going to a news. Did you see that they might that Sega kind of accidentally released some news that maybe in May there's gonna be like a Sega Mega Collection that you can
they
buy.
should confirm that. Yep, they
did
confirmed this
confirm it?
afternoon. Yep, it leaked this morning, and then this I think maybe like right before we got on, I saw that they were like, oh yeah, because I almost had it to the news, but then I was like, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, I'll play that. Bubsy, did any of you play Clay Fighter?
Yes.
Yeah.
Was it 64?
63 and a half.
And the
No,
third,
63 and a half. Yeah.
Here you go, Earthworm Jim. Bring that back.
I feel like we could go for days.
I know, yeah.
Vector Man and Primal Rage and all those other ones.
Mm-hmm.
Jack Fu.
Toe Jam and Earl.
Oh, the Shaq Fu's back.
Yeah.
Shaq's back. All right. Well, I guess that's basically. We did all of them, right? Yeah, you guys both did all of them too.
Yep.
Wonderful. That was actually some good game. Now I'm like sad though because I'm like, oh, these don't actually exist.
Right?
Like,
just give me Pokemon on the Switch. It's all I need.
But I think the worst thing they ever did was do that video because Steven ever since has been like every direct, like they're gonna show some details about Pokemon today.
Just give me something.
They literally show a guy talking like, yeah, we're bringing Pokemon to the Switch. Like, and I was like, why'd you even do
I'm like,
it?
yeah.
What if they have another like
It's Hey You Pikachu. It's the tie to the movie.
No, it's Pikachu or Detective Pikachu.
Yeah, Detective Pikachu, not Hey You Pikachu.
Like a little teaser trailer for that.
I watched the new one that
With a
they
human
have.
voice.
That shit looks. It's that I can't even do that. It was.
Hey, boy, I'm Pikachu.
Wait, you watched the new movie where Pikachu talks?
No, I haven't seen the movie, but in the newest Nintendo Direct, there's a new Detective Pikachu game.
And he has like a human voice. Then he has like a human voice.
Yeah, he talks like this. He's like, I need to get some coffee. Like, hey, John. That's not Pikachu. He says Pikachu, bitch.
I saw what you were talking about, Brandon, where he like talks. Like like literally, it's like I remember looking and going like, why did they do this? This is so creepy. It's like
you're talking about yeah.
It was like
the guy goes, what the fuck?
Yeah, the guy was like, what the fuck?
That was actually a movie, and I watched that video too, and it made me mad. If I was in that movie theater, I probably would have cursed a bunch of times.
You just feel like you just done like the gif of Peter Griffin, where he's like, done. He's just like,
yep. Oh, I would have walked out.
Done.
Like from what I could see from the trailer, like it seems like he doesn't talk throughout the whole movie because Ash looks surprised when he says something too.
He doesn't talk until they're laying there after the battle. Like that's the only time he talks.
He's like, Ash, you've been such a good trainer. You were the and I'm just like, what? Stop!
Like, you're ruining my childhood. This is and my adulthood. This is wrong.
I was like, who proved this? Fire them immediately.
Whose
Pokemans is this? All right. I got excited because I saw one viewer on YouTube and I was like, oh wait, that's me. Anyways, that is all we have for this week. Next week we are gonna do Galv. Actually, Steven had an idea. I keep calling you Galv. No one knows you as Galv. He's Galv. Steven's Galv. If I say Galv in the future,
I am Galv.
I am Galv. I am Galv. He is Galvinator93 on Twitter.
And on Xbox, and on Facebook, and on Instagram, and on YouTube, and on everywhere.
Just Google Galvinator93. You'll find all his accounts, I'm sure.
Yep.
Brandon doesn't want anything to do with any of you. No, just joking.
That's you guys. I mean, you can give him my gamer tag, I guess, but it's social media.
Is it Red BMC 03 or is it Red 03 BMC?
It's Red 03 BMC.
There you go. He'll probably see a request and be like, yeah, not. But
yeah, delete.
Nah, bro.
And then Tony is at Tony Brown on Twitter.
Just on Twitter.
And then Instagram is @sanction_.
I think I'm T-sanctioned now. I don't know. Who knows? I changed
it. Goodness gracious.
Way to go, Tony.
Well, no one will see your.
Yep, Omega Sanction _. Yep, you right.
And then T-sanction is actually your gamer tag
on Xbox.
I don't know your PSN ID, but I don't know.
Totally Rad Geek 88, I think.
Yeah,
I think.
So that's all that. I'm Leviathan426 on Twitter and Xbox, and don't add me on Facebook. That's for my fams. You can definitely follow us on Facebook at Fanboy4. Just put facebook.com/fanboy4. On Twitter, we are at Fanboy4Pod. And what else am I thinking? Instagram, I think we're just at Fanboy4Pod as well. Or at Fanboy4 Podcast. I have to figure that one out. I don't actually use it very well.
The YouTube page.
And then the YouTube page is youtube.com/
Search Fanboy4.
And once we get to 100 subscribers, I will fix it and they'll actually have a good link. But so tell your friends, share, follow, like, do all of it. Just do it.
Smash that like and subscribe button.
Also, we haven't used the account yet, but the Xbox, we actually have an Xbox gamer tag for Fanboy4. It's just Fanboy4. So you can follow us and we'll follow you back. So
keep an eye out this Friday. We may do a game and chat stream on Facebook. I don't know if it'll be through this, but it'll definitely be us. So keep an eye out for that.
Yeah, we have a lot of projects us for. So Tony's got something cooking. We've got something. Me and actually Brandon is probably involved in this too. Got something cooking. So we're all cooking stuff. But Fanboy4, I think, is kind of our big thing. So please share, please follow, please like. Tell us what we can do better. If you got ideas for things we can talk about, be sure to share those with us. You can even email us, fanboy4podcast@gmail.com. Whatever you want to get a hold of. There's you can get a hold of us. Let's put it. We're not hard to find. This is what I'm trying to get to.
You know us.
All right. So that is it for episode 2. We'll be back episode 3 when we're going to actually talk a little bit of music. I believe what we're going to do is we're going to pretend like we were given the reins to schedule a tour, and we're going to have to pick some bands to be on that tour. So if you want to let us know what you say,
Hammer.
So basically we'll let you know who we would schedule for a tour next week, and it's going to be awesome, and you're going to watch it and you're going to share it. Okay, cool. All right. So until next time, adios.
See ya.
Later.